This is a video that's been highly requested on Facebook from my friends, and for nobody that knows me probably won't understand this video, but it is still a video for everyone. The topic I am doing today is school. Now, if you don't know me, I left school at the age of 14, halfway through third year, year 9 or whatever it is in England. I was in high school basically when I was 14. Like I said, a lot of the people that know me personally will want to know about this. And it's a long story, but I'll try and keep it brief. The reason I left school is because I was so depressed. It was probably one of the lowest points in my life. Don't get me wrong, I never liked school. I used to be sick almost every morning. Not sick as in sick, but I didn't have a good feeling every time I went. Just because of the pressures of school, if you've ever been to school, there's some dicks that are at school that can, make you feel down. Surprisingly enough, I was never bullied. I had the odd comment now and again, but I think everyone will agree, everyone does get that in their life sometime. But, I think it was just the environment. The pressures of school were enormous, if you got a bit of your homework wrong, the teachers would be on you like a flash. I think everyone can relate to that. School is a place where, people are judged, there's groups of people, like, for example, there's like the kids that are into like dance music, the kids that are into goth music or emo music, or people in between, if you get what I mean. And I think it's really hard for someone like me who's quite reserved. If you know me in real life, I'm quite reserved. I'm not the most outgoing person, to go to school and stuff, because like if you were pointed out in like middle of class or something, that was a nightmare. Everyone seeing you and acknowledging who you were, where you could just wish you could have slipped under the radar. And school is one of those things where people, yeah, do get physically sick over it. It's something everyone has. But to the main reason why I left, well, not the main reason, but how it happened. I was going to school one day, just every ordinary day. It must have been November, December 2010. And there's a part of the school where you go up a hill to get to it. That's like from this cooperative shop, and there's a little hill going up to school. And I was going up there just like any normal day of school. And I seen one of the most horrific things that I've seen in my life. Someone was walking to school, and someone had, basically there was like a corner where everyone used to smoke and that, and someone came out of there and tripped them up, and basically just it wasn't a very good thing to witness. And I seen a teacher, and they completely ignored it, and they just continued on walking into school. And basically what I just said was, fuck this. Excuse my profanity, but just fuck this. If it gets to the point where someone has been physically abused and the teacher has seen it and has done nothing about it, then I'm out of here. Because if you're at school, I don't know if anyone else would agree with me here, right? The people that are on paper look more intimidating get away with a hell of a lot more than people that do stuff and don't look intimidating. It's for me, it's just a fact. If someone is looking, what's the word? You know, uh, I don't know, just like generally looks like a nasty piece. The teacher will take ages before they do anything. They won't discipline them, and when they try to do, it just doesn't go the way as planned. Whereas if someone like me was caught talking, you'd be snapped down on like, I don't know what to say, but you'd be clamped down on pretty quickly. That's what I'm trying to get at. I mean, the teachers, they just need to grow some balls, in my opinion. Even a PE teacher said that at school when I was there. The amount of ridiculous shit that happened. Um, don't get me wrong. There's good people in school as well. It's not all doom and gloom, but I think, if you're, school is a worrying thing. It gets to people. It's not just the work and the homework and all that. That is a big part of it, because there's a lot of, pressure on people to do well in exams and stuff like that and so on. But I think it's, basically if someone's just forgot to do their homework, the teacher will think that they've not put enough effort in, and give them a right bollocking. Some of them, some of them weren't like that. But sometimes if you don't do homework, teachers, do it in a certain way where they kind of try and insinuate like a bit of doubt in your mind, or insert, actually, not insinuate what I was thinking there, but yeah, they will try and cast a little bit of doubt, or like, bring up your future, or if you don't do this, you won't get a job and stuff like that. And I think that's so wrong. Everyone is entitled to a mistake. It's you know, People at our age, we're bound to forget something because there's so much pressure on us nowadays. You know, you got to look good. You've got to have the right taste in music. It's ridiculous. I just think you need to be who you want to be. Really, I mean, I know people will judge, but at the end of the day, man, it's if you're an individual, you've got to do what you've got to do. Really, if it's part of you, then just do it. And another part of school, yeah, for me personally, sorry about that. I had to go take a phone call. Um, for me, school personally, it was just really bad. I think maybe the fear of it or the idea of it was worse than the actual experience. But my mind was just telling me every day that I couldn't go. There was something awful was going to happen to me, or every time I started to feel better about it, something would happen that would make me not want to feel to go again. And I went for 2.5 years, and then I just stopped. I just After that incident, I just gave up on all hope on the place that I went in school. Um, I know some people would be like, oh, you got out of school like 3 years early or something. That's so great. It isn't really. I mean, the part of it is I miss parts of it and I don't miss parts of it. To be straight down the middle with you, I miss not being able to see as many friends as I did when I was at school. I've lost a lot of contact with them. I have regained most contact with everyone. And other bad things, I'll never get a better education than everyone else got. I mean, by my own hand, I'll admit that. But sometimes when people are, that pressure gets them, they just can't do anything else. I mean, I don't miss having to, some of the experiences I had at school where I walked and my hands were physically shaking, and, you know, getting rolled by a teacher for forgetting to do my homework, or some person's like having a comment at me or something that made me feel really low. And yeah, it was generally a bad place for me. You might ask, do you regret it now? You're 3, 4 years on from leaving. Do you actually regret it now? It's half and half, I would say. I regret it because I could have got better qualifications. That being said, I have done some one-on-one stuff and I've got some qualifications. Um, yeah, but I do. I mean, my friends and stuff like that I had at school, I've, not being able to see them now. I mean, I do see some of them now and stuff, but, friendships lost, being unsocial, and, sometimes being a prisoner in my own home sometimes. But, that's kind of fixed as well now. But, like, if you say to me, oh, do you miss, the fear, what's greater, the lose of qualifications, or the fear and the anxiety of going? I mean, there's no contest in my mind. I don't regret it. You know, I listen to a rapper called Akola, if you want to say it properly. And his motto is knowledge is power, and that is so true in my opinion. And I believe if you have the knowledge, it doesn't matter. Qualifications don't mean shit. I mean, they do mean a little bit, but sorry about that. But they don't mean a lot, in my opinion. I mean, if you're a great person and you've got a good head on you, the world is your oyster, I think, basically. Um, yeah, I mean, other things that I've seen in school, a lot of bullying. I mean, I'll go into that in other video. Bullying as a general topic, but school is the it's the hornet's nest of bullying, really. Um, you know, Judgment on people. People crying. People. I mean, I make it sound like a prison, but sometimes it can be with the pressures that is you're under, and the people that are there, and stuff like that. And people are cruel. I mean, not a lot of people. Well, when I say not a lot of people, there is a lot of people there that are good, but a lot of people are cruel. They probably have problems of their own in that, but I don't think it's an excuse to take it out on anyone else. Um, it's yeah, it's people have different experiences of school. I mean, mine was bad. Someone else's might be good, but I think there needs to be improvements to school. I think they don't do enough about bullying. I know they have lots of campaigns and that, but I think there has to be stricter stuff on that. I think identity is a big thing as well. I think they've got to identify who's a troublemaker and who, isn't. In the sense of, if someone gets sent to, well, we had a thing called timeout for talking, that's, at the end of the day, that isn't a serious offence, is it? But if someone gets sent the time out for constantly smashing up a classroom, then maybe something should be done about that, a little bit more serious. I mean, on my personal view, I don't think the school that I went to was strict enough. Um, in the sense of, like, people were, I think sometimes people lost out on some learning because of it and stuff. Um, I think school, there is a lot of ignorance in school. I mean, from the adults part of it. I mean, they kind of think they have the hard job of it, but they've never had the, experience in this modern day of being at high school. People might say, "Oh, it was the same back in my day." It isn't. It isn't. I mean, I don't think there's been a generation that's been more judgmental of each other in the history of the universe. Really, I mean, I think social networking. I know I've got social networking sites and all that and stuff, but I think social networking is a horrible thing if you're in school. I think rumors get spread about you quicker. Um, People, they have like this term of troll, which there's two different types of trollers. There's trolls that like troll people on Omegle that are after 13-year-old kids for sexual favors or whatever. But there's trolls that basically speak shit about people that don't really deserve it, really. Or, there's those little internet trolls that go on people's pages that have died and then sprout vile shit and stuff, and But for the last couple of minutes, I want to talk about how, school can like affect depression and that. If you're put under immense pressure and then someone says or something that puts you down, then it is going to make you feel shit. It is going to make you tired. It's going to wear you down, and eventually, I mean, I've seen stuff of YouTube, right, of people hitting people in school for no reason. First of all, I'd like to ask YouTube, I know I'm part of YouTube at the moment, why the fuck would they... There must be moderators that watch every video. There must be. Because if that is being put online, then that is wrong. I mean, I remember seeing a video of a girl, sadly I cannot mention her name, which is a massive, massive bullshit, but she hit an autistic child. And I was like, how the fuck does that get up on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube? It's just wrong, man. I mean, it really is. But yeah, back to the point. Sorry, drifting off topic there. Um, yeah, I mean, a lot of people get bullied in school, which contributes to depression. Some people can't handle the work. A lot of people with dyslexia, struggle to do work and stuff like that. And I mean, a good friend once told me. I'm not going to say his name, and I hope to God he doesn't mind me saying this. Is he was in school and something very very personal to him had happened, and the teacher had noticed this and started making fun of him for it. And when I heard that, it's just another one of those things. I mean, like, how could you abuse your power like that when you're supposed to be teaching someone to make something of a personal problem to one of your students? I mean, how these people get qualified for jobs and stuff like that is beyond me. Yeah, I mean, if you've listened all the way through so far, I mean, there's been a lot of pauses and sighing and stuff like that, but it really is ridiculous, this society nowadays, guys. It really is. It's school school needs to do more. The government needs to do more about school. Uh, People shouldn't have to, fear or be brought to a point where they think about suicide or get that depressed and stuff like that. You know, where they just feel like they can't do it anymore, and there's a lot of cases that I've seen and stuff like that where people have not been able to deal with that and ended up sadly passing away by their own hand. And I think that's totally wrong in the society, and I think someone needs to do something about it. I don't know who can, but someone needs to. I mean, it can't go on like this. School's a place where you're supposed to learn, and I believe that's not really a. It's. I mean, that's why so many people leave fourth year and go to college. Because it's more chilled, and there's not as much pressure on you and stuff like that. So yeah, we're coming towards the end of the video. I mean, I'm not the best commentator, like I said before, but you know, I try my best. I'm not expecting to be the best YouTuber out there, but yeah, I'm hoping to discuss topics, and I should really get doing the outro now. But thank you for watching this video. The charities link will be in the description as always, and my Facebook if anyone feels like contacting me and you know, discussing or just having a general chat in general. But yeah, this is the video on depression with school. I hope you've liked it. I hope it's helped you in some way. If not, I'm sorry. But yeah, I will see you for the next video, which should be either tomorrow or I might do a double upload. Okay, bye.